Hey guys, VaulSC here. Hope that you're having a good week so far. Just want to let everybody know that we are now into round 3 of the interim casual brawl, the ICB. Very few housekeeping matters for me, so we'll keep this a really short video. Number 1, just found out today that Infinity N4 is dropping on the 25th of September. So if we look at our calendar, that's about 3 weeks away. So recording this on the 5th of September, this weekend's round 3, then there'll be 2 more rounds, and then after 5 rounds we'll wrap up the 3 individual tournaments that we've got going for the ICB. So as you can see on the leaderboard, we're well on our way. This is the current ranking for Tier 1, and you've got Tier 2 and Tier 3 down here. We have had some dropouts, but most of the dropouts are coming from the bottom tier, Tier 3, people who are a little bit newer, people who are a bit more non-committal to the leagues and the ideas of playing TTS and have less experience, so that was to be expected. We've still got 2 very large divisions in Tier 1 and Tier 2 though, and potential for people to come back and play catch-up games if they really want to. So by all means have a look through this leaderboard there, and I'll put up the pairings on round 3 for Finish Line, which will be our next mission. Finish Line is my custom mission, which you can find in the custom missions folder. Check the link in the description down below for that. So I've paired everybody up the best that I can based on the standings. If you see that you're playing against an opponent you played in the previous round because I've made a mistake, do let me know and I'll change that. And that appears to be everything for the rankings. The map is going to be a map that Bad Lazor created for us, so we'll just have a quick look at it. I'll just minimize myself over here. So this is like a Pano compound theme map. A couple of really cool features is that you can move your mouse pointer over to the forest and hit the 1 or 2 button to toggle between the trees, right? So if we hover our mouse button over it, it says low visibility saturation zone. Troopers with jungle terrain or multi-terrain get a +3 mod to fizz for the dodge, engage, or change facing skill. Note that it doesn't say anything about it being difficult terrain. We had a talk about this on Discord. Generally, the idea is that difficult terrain is not there because it doesn't say it in the rules. Always talk to your opponent before the start of the game to discuss with them as to whether that should be a thing or not. If you guys can't agree or just want to go with a global ruling for that, we're going to say that there's no difficult terrain at all. The other thing is that the trees, because they can be toggled on and off, if you look at the battlefield without the trees, it actually is quite a sparse battlefield, as you can see. I'm fine with it to be played that the trees don't block line of sight, but bear in mind that, and it has been pointed out, that if the trees are on there, then a unit standing here on top of the building can't see the enemy sniper on the other side. So it's probably better to play it with trees blocking line of fire, but again, chat with your opponent about it. If you need some sort of global ruling in case both players disagree, I would say that you'd defer to the trees blocking line of sight, but if you can't physically see your model to move around with it easily, then you just come and toggle it off. So a reminder about Finish Line, this is a mission where you designate a data tracker, but unlike other missions, your data tracker must start in your deployment zone. And the reason for that is that you get a bonus 2 objective points purely by moving your data tracker over to the other side. So if we just look at an example, I'll grab myself out a beautiful miniature to sort of just practice with, and we'll take this Caliban over here. If we have a look at where the grid is, so you'd start in your deployment zone. If you move all the way over to the enemy deployment zone, which might not take you that long if you're a speedy movement, you gain 2 objective points completely from that, which might seem like it's a good idea to take a really fast unit or a tag that can do it easily, but bear in mind that if you move over there and the data tracker dies, the net result is you only getting 1 objective point. So how important is that to you? Secondarily, if your data tracker moves over there and dies and it was worth a lot of points, remember your opponent is going to get points at the end of the game for having more army kills than you. So some people like to just zoom across there with a motorbike data tracker and score straight away, but I don't think that's a very good strategy. The best strategy with this kind of mission, in my opinion, and it depends on the lists and the matchup, and that's why it's such a good mission, but a better strategy usually is to have a data tracker which is going to hang out in your deployment zone for a while, and then in the final turn of the game you could walk over there and score and hopefully have the data tracker live through it, giving you a bunch of bonuses. Now the panoplies, you get a bonus for harvesting more stuff out of the panoplies than your opponent. Bear in mind that if you don't like what you got out of the panoply, you can swap what you got for a nano screen. Part of the reason for that is I thought it would make it easier for you to move a data tracker into the enemy deployment zone if it has a nano screen, which is kind of intriguing. But most importantly, this transmission antenna, if you control it at the end of the game with your trooper and enemy troopers aren't base contact, that gives you a large number of points. So that's the main way to win, is just to come in there at the end. But it's a good mission for going first or second or picking the deployment zone. Very good mission indeed. I've had some good feedback about it. I hope you guys like it as well. But yeah, hopefully the map makes sense. I'm also aware that the forest here, that the grass can block line of sight. Like if you put the silhouette like that, you can see the camo marker. But if you put it like as a prone base, you can't see it. And I think it's fair to play it that way. Like if you go prone while in the grass, the opponent can't see you. Just bear in mind that mines, once they go off, you're not going to be able to sort of detect them and shoot them. So mines are going to be pretty good in the middle there. But that does make it an interesting feature of the map. Again, talk to your opponent about whether you want to play it that way or not. I get the feeling like if you're Ariadne, you probably will prefer to have the forest, the grass blocking line of sight to your mines. But look, it's only in a couple of parts of the battlefield, and there are other ways to clear mines as well. You can use hollow echoes, you can use this and that. So it shouldn't be too bad. Well, that's all I really wanted to cover off. Oh, excuse me. I see he's brought in a lightsaber here where you can just change it. I quite like Badlands, actually. Badlands does give it a really interesting tint, but bear in mind you can always just remove the lightsaber and just revert back to default if you find the change in lighting a little bit of an eyesore. So continue playing your games, guys. Do DM me if you have any problems with your matchups. Previously we had a round where 2 people didn't even finish their game and didn't really get hold of me for a while. You know, I can reschedule your games potentially, or you can play against me if your opponent drops out. Or if you talk to me and give me a pretty good reason why you can't play, I can just, you know, make sure that you get a draw for that round. Which is not the ideal thing to do, but it's possible, you know, if you are able to chat with me in advance and give me some reasons. Cool, don't forget we are continuing to update the 3D modeling workshop. We put in some more Yuching there recently, and in a few weeks' time, once N4 comes out, we will be re-describing all of the units. So that's a process where we'll go here and we'll change the stats in the description field to reflect what's in there for N4, and I'll be reorganizing the workshop based on a few different changes, and it'll be a bit of work, but a few people help me out. It shouldn't be too much work, and we'll get it done. Looking forward to N4. Hopefully you guys as well. In the meantime, you've got some N3 games to play, so keep playing them.